Hello students, so from this video onwards I'll be starting with module 2, and module 2 is managing input and output operations and decision making, and in decision making we have branching and looping. So three things we have to study in this module. So we will begin with managing input and output operations. So in C program we all know that there are some input and output statements which have to be included in order to give the input to the C program, and by using those input it will be processed. The C compiler will process it and it will be giving the required output. So that output it will be displayed with the help of the output statements. So input statement, it is required to give the inputs or read the values from the keyboard, and output statements are required in order to print the obtained or processed output on our screen. So for this purpose we have different input and output functions, so in order to perform the input and output operations. So how these operations will be managed, and how we are going to read the values from the keyboard, how we are going to write it, how we are going to print it on the screen. So all these things we'll be studying in this topic. So in this I'm going to explain you about the introduction of our managing input and output operations, then reading a character, writing a character, formatted input and formatted output. So we'll start with the introduction part. So reading, processing and writing of data are the three essential functional functions of a computer program for input and output. That is, in order to perform input and output operations, we have the reading, processing and writing of data. So for this purpose, we have this input and output operations. Programs take some data as input and it displays the processed data, often known as information or results, on a suitable medium. That is, whatever data we are giving it, we are giving the data with the help of the input devices. We are, for example, through the keyboard I am entering some input values or input data, and that data will be processed and it will be converted into the useful information or the result, and it will be displayed with the help of the output devices. For example, we can tell it as a monitor or a printer. So here two main things we have to concentrate on, that is input and output. How we are giving the output, how we are getting the output. C hasn't any built-in input or output statements as part of its syntax. So it doesn't have, like for example here for expressions and all we have some syntax given, but for input and output statements we doesn't have any syntax in C program. So all the input and output operations are carried out through the standard input output functions. So these standard input output functions, they are for example printf, scanf, getchar, putchar. So all these are the standard input output functions which we are using in our C program in order to perform the input and output operations. And these functions, they are called as the standard IO library, that is standard input output library. So in order to include these standard input output statements or functions, we need to include a preprocessor directive called as #include stdio.h. If we include that, then it will be easy for us to use these functions in our C program, or else it will be displaying a error message that these functions are not been declared. So moving to the reading a character, how we can read a character from a keyboard. The simplest of all input output operation is reading a character from the standard input unit, that is usually standard input unit is our keyboard, and writing it to the standard output unit usually on the screen. So reading a single character can be done by using the function getchar. So there is a function called as getchar through which we can read a single character. And we have the syntax given here. Variable name will be equal to getchar. So if we include this operation or this function in our program, we will be able to read one character for that variable name. Whatever variable name we are assigning that getchar function to, so we will be able to read one character for that particular variable name. Variable name is a valid C name that has been declared as character type. So we have to declare it as character data type, then only we will be able to read that particular character from our keyboard. When this statement is encountered, the computer waits until a key is pressed and then assigns this character as an value to getchar function. Since getChar is used on the right hand side of an assignment statement, the character value of getChar is in turn assigned to the variable name on the left. That is, which variable name we are giving. So that variable name will be assigned with that character, which will be read with the help of this getChar function. So example, here we have char name, that is we are declaring a name as a variable which is of character data type, and now we are assigning it to the getChar function. So whatever character we are reading, with the help of the getChar function, it will be assigned to the variable name. So this is the example. So here we have an example for example program for this. So we have hash include stdio.h main char answer. So we are declaring a variable of name answer which is of character data type. So printf, would you like to know my name? Printf, type y for yes and n for no. So now what we are doing is we are assigning this answer variable to a getChar function in order to check whether the answer what the user is giving is y or n, based on whether it wants to know the name. So if answer is equals to capital Y or small y, we have to tell that printf my name is busy bee. So else printf you are good for nothing. So this is one program given. So in this we have an assignment statement called as answer is equals to getChar, where we are assigning that variable with the function, and there we are going to type y or n depending on what value we have given. So based on that the printf statement will be returned, or it will be printed on the screen. If we are typing y, my name is busy bee will be printed. If we are typing n, then you are good for nothing will be printed. So this is about getChar. So this is how we are getting the output for this program. Would you like to know my name? Type y for yes and n for no means y if you are typing, then would you like to know my name? Then type y for yes and n for no. Then if I'm giving n, you are good for nothing. So if I'm giving y, then the value, then this printf statement, my name is busy bee will be printed. So here it will be printing my name is busy bee. So this is how getChar will work. The getChar function may be called successfully to read the characters contained in a line of text. For example, the following program segment reads the character from the keyboard one after the another until the return key is pressed. So here we have a program where we are going to read the characters from the keyboard until and unless we give the return key. The getChar function also accepts any character keyed in. This includes return and tab. This means that we enter single character input. The new line character is waiting in the input queue after getChar returns. So this program receives a character from the keyboard and tests whether it is a letter or a digit and prints out a message accordingly. These tests are done with the help of the following functions. IsAlpha is one function in order to check whether the character entered is alphabet. IsDigit is a function which is used to check if the data whatever we have entered is a digit. For example, IsAlpha assumes a value non-zero true if the argument character contains an alphabet. Otherwise, it assumes 0 false, similar to the case with the function. So this is the program for it, and this is the output which we are getting.